Okay, let me just record raw and see. Tonight was very interesting. I was like we were all kind of confronted. We were all confronted with a lot of questions that I think might need answers. So, um yeah, the first one was really a lot about like boundaries is was kind of the overall topic to me. We were talking a lot about boundaries, just what's appropriate and what's not appropriate for a given stage in life, and not just not being appropriate based on, you know, being standoffish or prude or anything like that, when it comes to like relationships, but literally like what makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? What is the relationship model or pattern or like order or sequence of events that makes this like an actual relationship? So that was interesting. We were like all kind of like, you know, talking about it and thinking about like, well, what makes, you know what I'm saying? Like what makes an actual relationship, and what is the order of events that make sure that that is a successful one. And, you know, some really interesting topics came up only because of the fact that like, it makes me like immediately start to think like, what are we doing here in the United States? What are we doing here in our culture where it is like very socially acceptable to be like very open and very like, you know, very just brazen, I guess is another good word, like open, just no, you know, like we've become so open and desensitized to a lot of things. We've become so like transparent, you know what I'm saying? Like freedom of speech, very free with everything. And it's just crazy now to like think about how that like can impact us, like not just from a social standpoint but also from a like emotional and personal and spiritual and like really powerful standpoint. You know, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant to hear about. It's not pleasant to talk about. And I like, you feel it, like you understand why. Like it feels it feels weird. It feels wrong. It feels like something about what we picked up in the order of events about the way things should go and the steps that we should follow really don't sit well. Like it doesn't, you know, it's not empowering. It's almost really like really contradictory, really very contradictory to the like other rhetoric and other conversation that we have about ourselves. You know, we all the time talk about women being so beautiful and, you know, you can be anything, and all these different movements come out, but there's still this like underlying culture of like exposure and openness, and it does not make you feel good. It makes you feel like really gross and kind of really yucky, and like, I don't know, just like a little bit like just really anti, like I'm really against everything that we said before. So so it was interesting, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely like a conversation that is one to remember, I think. I'm just proud of like the emotional openness and emotional vulnerability, to be able to even speak on a topic like that, and how it makes you feel publicly is great, because like even just voicing it alone, like we're all able to kind of recognize it like within ourselves. We're able to be like stand and be like, something about that, something about what you're expressing right now doesn't feel like good, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like positive. So like, let's rephrase, you know what I'm saying? Let's like take a look at that, you know, and is that possibly the experience of like a lot more people? And do they have the same kind of like feeling, you know? Like, is that also like, is that also what you get from it? So let's chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. You know, if you're in that space. So you know, so it's a lot of like shaking off of like negative emotional energy, negative emotional like feeling. Like, this feels gross, this feels down. So thinking about that, just even, I don't know, just the honest, just the expression of it, right? Just recognition that something in your life is making you feel like is not, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of giving you the like immediate signal, you know what I'm saying? This isn't what you need. It's like, you're not supposed to feel like that. Or if you do feel like that, like, what? You know what I'm saying? We make that face for like other reasons. It's not good. So, oh, you know? So if you need anything, you know, we'll listen to just listen to that kind of stuff. Like, listen to where it makes you feel gross, you know, listen to life, listen to whatever comes to mind, listen to like your spirit, listen to what it's saying like in real time, and that'll be like your indicator, you know. You'll like, you know, it doesn't go with how it should go. And you know, I think there's really just a lot more to be said kind of on that, this like spoken culture, you know. And I like get it, you know. I see now, like, I get why like other people in other places don't move like that, like they just don't function the same way. And I just wonder what kind of like ease that brings on, what that might feel like to be like calm, you know what I mean, and not feel like you're in a place where it encourages like, you know. I don't know, I'm here now. So yeah. So yeah, so if there's anything else that kind of comes up around about that, about like relationship, or about like, you know, boundaries, appropriateness, like what feels good, what does not feel good, yeah, we'll talk about it and share and stuff. So chat soon. Later.